Hi everyone, today, we are going to quest the dark side of human nature. For that, we are visiting, in the early 1970s, to analyze 2 different incidents that happened independently. First, we are visiting the University of Stanford, then we'll have to climb up to 3,570 meters in the remote Andes Mountains in the winter. Let's go, we don't have much time left. We are in the dark room, in the basement of Stanford University, in 3 minutes. One of the most controversial experiments in the human history will take place right outside of this room. Some believe we born with the dark side, the society we live in, the geography we belong to, and the nurture we've been through shape our psychology and makes us who we really are. Let's say you grow up in a peaceful environment. I am afraid you still have it. Remember, when we were little kids, we used to kill little defenseless animals, like flies and worms, without any empathy whatsoever. This killing instinct is the survival tool, which, given us by nature, as we grow up, we learn not to practice on it, and bury it deep in our conscience.
Oh yeah, feel free to blame me.
However, when the right conditions come together, the dark power hijacks our human nature and activates the primitive part of our brain. To see how dark power hijacks our human nature, we're gonna step outside of this room. Well-educated university students will take part of life-changing experiment here, in this pre-prepared prison, in about 2 minutes. This experiment was organized by psychologists Philip Zimbardo, and it was aimed to last only 2 weeks. Roles are divided into 2: guardians and prisoners, and 2 basic rules established for this. Prisoners have to obey the guardian's order, and the guardians are not allowed to carry out any physical violence. But they were instructed to do whatever they thought was necessary to maintain law and order. The students were taken in front of their house by police without any notice, as if they are real criminals. That was the first psychological step to demolish their identity and label them as criminal. Then, their names were replaced with ordinary numbers as second attack to their identity. The guards were told to wear sunglasses. This was done to mean that prisoners, you cannot see the authority and you cannot establish an emotional connection, but authority is always watching you. After that, in order to make them feel like they are alone, they were blindfolded to break their bond with real world. Punishment was carried out as final psychological attempt to establish the power of authority. We gotta go back to 2021 to see Dr. Charlotte for more details. Dr. Charlotte, if we get 3 important outcomes from the Stanford prison experiment, which ones would they be?
The first one would be, the power without control may result in catastrophic consequences. The other one would be, how readily we are to conform the social roles we are expected to play. And, finally, as mankind, we are able to change our behavior, even if in the bad direction, if there is necessity.
I think she fancies us. Don't you think?
What's up there?
Sorry, I was gonna sneeze.
Creative attempt.
What we learned so far is that we are able to change our behavior if the conditions we are in will change. And there is a strong possibility for us to develop violence behavior if we access the uncontrollable power. But, is it always the case? What happens when we feel so powerless and helpless? Let me show you something that may be more disturbing. For that, we are going back to 1972. We are in Andes Mountain, at an elevation of 3,570 meters, in western Argentina, near the border with Chile. One of the most disturbing incidents will take place in human history, in exactly 37 minutes, right here, on this spot. I am flying away. It's really freezing here. Everything was normal. In Flight 571, in the 13th of October, everyone was making jokes, in a cozy environment, and laughing with each other. Not knowing that, they brought darkness with them, which we all have. 11 of them died in the first impact, 18 of them afterwards. Ironically, they were the lucky ones. Because they won't witness what will happen in the days to come. Over the few days, the survivors had hoped to be rescued, until they heard that the rescue operation has been ended. This triggered stress and panicking among them. They were still able to satisfy their fundamental needs though. Shelter and food. Of course, without any food supply, they quickly consumed their food, and that was the moment, the darkness, waiting for. The feeling of helpless and powerless took control of their body, and activated the primitive brain of them. That is where the darkness occupies in our brain. Their primitive instinct led them to commit a cannibalistic act. Eating their friends and families. That might be so difficult for them, but desire of life overcome of this difficulty. The survivors finally got rescued after more than 2 months. Before being judgmental, ask yourself, what would I do if I were one of them? Let's see Dr. Charlotte one more time about this. Hard to ask. Let's try my best. Can we eat our friends?
Sorry. Was it your best? Great effort, Mystery Man. I think you're referring to Miracle Flight in 1972.
Indeed, yeah.
Yes, we can, when we don't have anything to feed on. And yes, the act is cannibalism, but we are not really cannibals.
Why?
Because we don't have any desire to eat someone.
Well, speak for yourself.
But, throughout the human history, cannibalism has been practiced. We mostly witness it after wars or famine. Even today, we can find this practice in some remote part of the world. But this is due to famine, mostly.
You said, mostly.
Yes, because cannibalism can become a cultural activity, like rituals, or some people can develop cannibalistic psychological disorder.
Thank you, Charlotte. I can't believe you said that.
What did I say?
Speak for yourself.
She looks so delicious.
Hey, stop being naughty. Oh, we're on the air. To sum up, it looks like we're more capable than we think. I hope no one will face that kind of situation. See you in the next episode.
Those who enjoy instrumental, the next bit is for you.
How did you do that?